What up? What up? What up? I'm back. I'm back. Back. Yo, so we got some stuff, man. Got some stuff to talk about. It works. At first glance, I thought that was something else on screen. Yo, appreciate it, yo. And somebody turned brother man into a lo-fi to a lo-fi guy. Hold on, let me see if I can get some little music going here in the background. Yeah, let me know if it's too loud. I turn mine down. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, bet. Yo, so check. I'm good, man. Just got back from uh just got back from the trip to the convention. So I wanted to holler at y'all, man. Let y'all know how that went. Plus we had the Sonny Edwards deal yesterday that he did with Fanatico, the Sonny Edwards stream. And then because of the convention, man, because of something that kind of some people I talked to at the convention, man, I kind of wanted to talk about like some of the fighters that are still out there that are kind of lingering that haven't been picked up by Steel City yet. Um, so I'm kind of wondering what topic to get up. So let me talk about the WBC convention first. The convention was dude, it was, man, I don't even know exactly all of what to say. It was one hell of an experience, man. It was a hell of an experience, and it was like the amount of networking that I was able to do there, people I was able to talk to, emails, phone numbers, all that type of stuff I was able to get. Dude, when it comes to doing interviews and stuff like that for the foreseeable future, man, yeah, it should be much, much easier than what it was before, man. So y'all may know by now, I know the WBC was posting some stuff like on social media, man, but Floyd Mayweather was there. Canelo Alvarez was there. Um, Makabu was there. Charlo Brothers was there. Eddie Reynoso was there. Um, Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard. Um, man, dude, it was so crazy to be able to like. Some people you only get a chance to see in passing, like Floyd, for example. Dude, Floyd shows up and immediately gets dove on by like tons and tons of media, man. And it was major media outlets there. Um, a lot of local like sports media, things like that. Hey, look, like get me in. Speaking of Todd, I reached out to him to try to clear something up for me. Oh, and I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, man, it was straight. I was actually able to take a ring officials like course while I was there, which was dope. Um, because I was able to get like a little diploma from the WBC. Y'all catch me at a fight somewhere, man. My little green shirt, you know what I'm saying, bow tie, WBC on the side there. But no, man, like it was dope, man. It was actually the experience I thought it was going to be. Now, originally I was hoping that Steel City was going to be there, right? Steel City said they wasn't going. We knew that like a couple days prior to the actual like event, but that didn't stop me from like trying to talk to people about it. There was so thing is there was nobody there who actually had like real like intimate details of the game. Um, it was just trying to like some of these fighters you couldn't even get close to. Yo, there was so many people around them, but um, like when Floyd showed up, he got crowded so quick. that he himself was like having to knock like microphones and stuff out of the way. It was mad people around him, yo. And but during the ring officials course, he actually walked in, man, and he came in. He was talking about how, you know, you got fighters who are basically getting robbed by referees, or not by referees, but by scoring. And he kind of made mention to like how scoring is kind of messed up, man, and how scoring can kind of scar a fighter in the long run. And it was, you know, it made a whole lot of sense, man. And, you know, I ended up going on social media seeing that Eddie Chambers, which y'all should know, I just did an interview with Eddie Chambers. Eddie Chambers basically was saying the same thing. Like, look, man, these judges get to go home and go to sleep at the end of the day after messing up somebody's, you know what I'm saying, somebody's fight. But a loss, man, a loss can scar people, you know, and they ain't really got to worry about it. But anyway, was there, man, and Charlo's was there. And it's like, hey, what's up with ESBC? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll tell you, like, I'm waiting on, so I cannot confirm nor deny that they are going to be in the game. Okay. I will say though that conversation is happening. That I know. Francis, what's good, man? So I can tell y'all for sure that conversation between Todd and them and the Charlo Brothers is happening. I cannot confirm or deny whether they will actually be in the game or not. That is to be seen. I do believe that, I think that it's pretty likely. So it's a possible maybe? Yes. Yes. Yes, it's definitely a possible. Like I said, that no for sure. For anybody who's been wanting the Charlos in the game, know that conversation is being had. All right? Know that not necessarily those conversations have been shut down, but I think it would be safe to say that conversation is still in the works. And the only thing that I'm waiting on before I tell y'all like for sure or not is I'm just waiting on Todd. So I reached out to Todd. Y'all already know, man. SCI basically said if y'all didn't hear it straight from them, then take everything as speculation. So take everything I'm saying as speculation, right? Y'all already know. Y'all know by now, like, that I give y'all, like, the raw, like, facts. So that's all I'm waiting on. All I'm waiting on is for Todd to hit me back and say yay or nay. And then I'll let y'all know. But, I did get to see, what's the name there? Jimmy Lennon Jr. I did not get a chance to ask whether he would be in ESBC, which was something that I wanted to actually ask him, because we know from the Deontay Wilder trailer that recently, the Deontay Wilder trailer, that his voice is the one that we heard. We heard him announcing Deontay Wilder, Bronze Bomber, blah, blah, blah. So I actually did really want to talk to him to find out whether he was actually going to be like signed to it or not, because we don't know. I don't know how they're able to kind of like use his voice. And him not necessarily being in the game. That was almost kind of like a little tease that he was kind of going to be in there. But, I mean, hopefully I can get back to y'all, man, and let y'all know, like, for sure, whether either one Charlo brother or both Charlo brothers are going to be in the game or not. So, like I said, being there was dope, man. It wasn't an absolute, like, I know some people was like, oh man, Steel City's not going to be at the convention, so, you know, that's the L. No, dude, like, the people I got to meet, man, and the people I got to talk to while I was there, yo, crazy. I can imagine a Street Fighter or Super Saiyan like reveal, but Charlo's, if they what's to be announced and signed. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, you gotta announce them both at the same time, right? You have to. But what's to say they both actually like decide to sign? They both actually have different managers. They don't carry the same manager. That was something that I found out. They do not have the same manager. Therefore, it could literally, one could sign and then one could turn it down. So it really like there's you would, I mean, dude, if one of them was to turn it down, do you think the other brother would turn it down too? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know, man. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if one of them signed and then the other brother was like, nah, yo, I don't want to sign on. Like, imagine if Jamel said, yeah, I'll be in, but Jamal was like, nah. But would that affect the decision between the two? You know what I'm saying? Would both of them decide to, like, if one said no, both of them be like, no? But the thing is that actually brings in, like, another question, man, when it comes to the fighters that aren't really signed, man. And I got to give a shout out, man, to somebody real quick. Because they put together, like, a pretty good list for me, man. And I asked them if I could use it. Let me pull the comment real quick. Do you think ESBC will be at the Game Awards? I would hope so. Oh man, like I don't know. It wouldn't make the Game Awards for it this year though, would it? If they don't sign, I'll just create Charlo so ESBC, their secret Hispanic. Charlos. You a fool, man. Yeah, so like, you know what, man? I don't know. I think the game would have to be released already in order for it to be at the Game Awards. At least that's my take. But there's a good list, man. Let me see if I can find my man's he put a list out for me for a bunch of people who haven't actually been picked up yet, and it's a pretty thorough list. Not gonna lie, at first I thought the reason why most PBC boxers weren't in the game because they're too difficult, or they'd ask for a large amount of money. I don't know, man. I don't think that's necessarily the case, dude. I mean, you think we've got some PBC in there, right? Wilder, Sean Porter, Caleb Plant. Like, we got some, and that's just naming a couple. We got some in there. It's, you know, honestly, man, I wish I knew the answer to that, because this is difficult to kind of discern why there aren't more fighters from the PBC side, because they have such a big stable. You know what I'm saying? There's such a big stable of fighters there. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I really wish that there would be more from the PBC side. Yeah, man, I actually had a good time. I had a really good time at the convention. Like, there was a lot to do. Every day was pretty much had something. Like, there was something going on every day. There was somebody to see literally every single day, man. And it was like seeing like Duran and Sugar Ray take pictures together, man, and like Alexander Vodzik and people like that were there, man, and it was just like, it was a lot to do. Hey, what up, yo? What up? I said I'm trying to find this response here real quick from somebody that man, and it was really good. He had a really good list. Okay. All right, so check this. All right, I want y'all to see this list of people here. They probably harder to reach than the networks. Maybe that actually might be. That might be pretty true. That actually might be pretty true. So check this out. So we know that EA just had their little deal, right? Talking about potentially getting back into the mix, right? Listen to this list. All right, listen to this list. People who still are not in ESBC, who are not signed to ESBC right now. Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, Shannon Briggs, Dillian White. As a matter of fact, let me switch things real quick and y'all check this. Check this list here. All right. All these people are still not signed yet. All right. We know Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Kenny Norton, Dillian White, which I'm actually surprised that they actually haven't gotten hold of Dillian White yet. Joseph Parker, Oscar Rivas, who is now the WBC's Richard light champion, who was also there. Said music is that better? That joint was up high. I probably blew y'all ears out. That joint was high. We good? We good? We good? We good? I just turned it down. Will we get a release date? I mean, yeah, that joke was bad high. But yeah, man, like looking at this list, this is a lot of people, man. This is a lot of people who still aren't there. And looking at the welterweight division, if you look at middleweight, right? Charlos, we just talked about them, right? We just talked about them. Oh yeah, you talking about Lydia, right? I actually kind of felt I kind of felt bad for Lydia, man, because she was joking. Clearly, she was joking. But I think when Fanatico did that video, that hurt, and everybody went, dude. I think she hit over 1K in like what, maybe 2 hours. I think she got like 200 people like in less than like 2 hours, yo. But look at this, Charlos, Demetrius Andre, who just fought last night, mind you. Knockout over Quigley. Gennady, look at these names. Like, look at these names that are still out there. And y'all were right. There are still a lot of people, yo, who are signed from the PBC side, who still are not in the game. You know what I'm saying? The welterweight division is heavy right now. We don't have Miguel Cotto. That is tragic. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Ugas, who just fought. We definitely need the young bucks, Boots Ennis. I don't know if we'll ever see Adrian Broner. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if we'll ever see Adrian Broner in the game, yo. I don't even know if that conversation is actually happening. I couldn't tell you. Mikey Garcia, Mario Barrios, we know, who just fought Tank. Brandon Lee's a young buck that's coming up. Dude, these names, lightweights, a lot of literally all of the top lightweights are not in right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, we still have a really heavy roster. We have a really heavy roster. But we also know that these names that are not signed, as of right here, all these names that are on here, technically won't be in the game once it's released, as far as we know, right? As far as we know. The arenas, how much are we actually going into when it comes to the arenas? Because we actually don't know which arenas are actually going to like be in the game fully. I think when they showed one of their previous videos, we had one that kind of looked like Eddie Hearn's backyard, but no confirmation. Do you think we'll get Tank? I don't know, man. Like, I think any one of these names up here, I think any one of these names is still a possibility. Any one of them can be signed at any time. I think it's highly unlikely, though, that if any one of these names is signed now, that they will be in the initial roster once the game actually drops. That I actually doubt will happen. And I think they'll end up being added in the game later on as like DLC, right? Unless they're not considered a marquee fighter. But pretty much every name up here, yo, is considered marquee. Gary Russell Jr., Nonito Donaire, dude, we kind of really need like Nonito Donaire. But there's still so much, man. Like there's still so much. There's so many names, man, that we kind of need to get in the game. And that was a really good list. But to think, how many of these people could potentially, in the shadows right now, be possibly signing, you know, with EA? Is that a possibility? Even though we know that the EA game wouldn't come out for a while. I think if some of these names are still not in the game after the release, I think ESBC will have Division DLC. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, but would you really want to do that? Kind of thinking about it, would you want to split it up that way, or would you really just want to kind of like drop them as you get them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be insane to wait on like a Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Like I would want to wait on Errol. I think I'm dropping him as soon as I get him. You know, as soon as we get him scanned and he's usable. So first DLC could be lightweights DLC. I mean possible. I think that's possible. Do you know which networks are in the game, old or new? No, I don't. And that's another thing, is we don't know exactly what networks. We know that they are signing with some of these new people, like Fight Connect TV, of course, is linked up with them. And I'd imagine that they're going to have, I mean, there's got to be something that they're going to do with them outside of just Lydia Daydal and her post fights. We know that they also have a sponsorship with them, which is great because that helps us to spread the branding. If you've ever seen any one of Fight Connect's like latest videos, if you go to their YouTube channel, literally every one, you see the ESBC logo up in the top like left corner of the video, which is great, man, because that means that SCI is stepping out of the virtual realm a little bit and actually getting into the real world, man. Like they're really announcing to the world that ESBC is there. And the thing is that, dude, for anybody who didn't know what Esports Boxing Club was, anybody who watches Fight Connect is going to see that up in the corner. And hopefully that is enough for them to say, man, what the hell is Esports Boxing Club? And then actually like go look it up. They could build like a higher fan base, man, just by pushing their brand that way, man. Like, even think about when who was it? Jorge Linares. When Jorge Linares came in and he had the ESBC on the back of his trunks. Now it just said ESBC. I don't think it said Esports Boxing Club. But for them to be able to get that out there, spell that out, get that out there all the way, you know what I'm saying? So that these people who are watching it, man, actually go and they want to do research on it and they want to pull it. They want to know what that is and what your game is. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to push that a little bit more. I think getting that branding out there though is a huge step for SCI in the right direction, man, because I think they need to go a little more into incorporating themselves into the real world boxing space. And I think they're finally starting to kind of like chip away at that a little bit, yo. Which is gonna do what that's gonna do for the game in the long run is gonna be huge. I mean, think about it. EA come out right now. If they come out years from now, let's say EA's Fight Night comes out in 3 years, right? What are they gonna do to be able to capitalize on like the real world boxing space? If esports is SCI Esports Boxing Club has already filled it. They're gonna make it very, very hard. Basically, look at it this way. SCI is almost gatekeeping, dude. Like they're gatekeeping any other like boxing game that could come out. You know what I'm saying? And they're gatekeeping them like pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts on the new WWE 2K22? Let me ask y'all something. Would y'all want me to actually like cover the 2K22? Because if you would, I would actually like cover it if y'all wanted me to. I'm happy GM mode is going to be back in the wrestling game. Yeah, man, I think that's an underlooked aspect, right? The NFL had what was it? NFL head coach, I think is what the game was called. Where literally all you did was coach games. That was it. And it had its own little pocket of like followers. You know what I'm saying? There are people out there. You talk to Poe, and he'll definitely tell you, like, yeah, like there are more than enough people out there who want to like manage a game. But I think being a GM in a boxing game is unique. And I think that a lot of people don't understand what goes on when it comes to setting up and making a deal for a fight. What all goes into that. And I think they're going to capture that, extremely well. I think they're going to capture it very well from what we've seen so far. And I think it's a underrated and underlooked part of the game right now. I think that is going to shine probably more than a lot of people know, man. I think it's going to be a big aspect of the game. I think ESBC will still outshine EA in every way, no matter when it comes out. Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, I think right now, dude, I think they're getting gatekept. I think EA is pretty much getting gatekept. They would have to drop something almost like immediately. just to kind of like really kind of get their foot in the door. For the WWE, yeah, no doubt. I'll tell you what, man, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it for sure. And if it's dope, man, I may actually end up playing it. I need some combat sports in my life, dog. If any networks or companies are going to partner with ESBC, how about Showtime Sports / Boxing? Yeah, I think you get Showtime. I think you get Fox. I think you get DAZN. I think if you can land them three, I think if you get them three, I think you'll be straight. Now, we know that there's Sky Sports and stuff like that that's out there. I don't know. Sky Sports is a little bit. Sky Sports is kind of funny to me, man. Like I'm not big on Sky. But I do believe you get Showtime. I think you get Fox, and I think you get DAZN. I think you're definitely headed in the right direction. But in order to snag DAZN, you got to be in business with Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that works. Don't worry, woman. I'm not going nowhere. Apex is what I'm at right now. All right, you already know that. That is until ESBC drops. When ESBC drops, you gonna lose me for a little bit, lady. Y'all say hello to my wife, my player too. ESBC sponsored by illegal stream websites. I don't think they're gonna get in the bed with that. I don't think Will gonna allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Rackzilla gonna let that happen, yo. Definitely not gonna let that happen. But yo, switching gears real quick. So if y'all didn't know, all right, um, Sonny Edwards was on Twitter, right? Sonny Edwards is on Twitter, uh, talking about ESBC, talking about he had played. I think he said like 12 3-minute rounds, um, and he was like, dude, he was mind blown, right? So all of a sudden he hits up Fanatico, and he's like, yo, let's hop on stream, like at random. And they do a stream, man, and Sonny is in there basically just talking about the game. You know what I'm saying? Bet you two are great in Apex. Dog, I'm a beast. I'm kind of beastly in Apex. The wife, I wouldn't replace it for the world. If Eddie gets a partnership with ESBC, we'll promote them really well. Yeah. I think it's, dude, I think it's like, dude, like Eddie being a part of it, I think is big, because Eddie's got a really, really big name, man. I think if he attaches himself to this game, dude, that's big. Like, that's big. Sonny has got me even more hyped, even though I thought that wasn't possible. Listen, the stuff that he was saying, and shout outs to Jay Soba, man, because he had a lot of really good notes from the Discord. He had a lot of really good notes from the Discord, and he tagged me in it yesterday, man. I kind of want to read some of the stuff. I want to go through some of the stuff, kind of like how we used to do like the old monthly updates back in the day. Talk about some of these joints, man, see what's going on. I still want Devin Haney to be in ESBC Boxing Club. Look, I know Devin said he turned it down. But I'll go back to when Dean Sheriff, when he was in my chat section, man, and he was talking about the 30 or so fighters that he had signed at the time. And he had made, look, he said it himself. Co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape said it himself. This is a one-time deal, man. Like, and this is one of the greatest moves that you can make, especially when it comes to this particular like thing of sports or boxing and video games, man. He basically said, look, you're gonna want to be involved. If you don't, and you fully opt out, you're never going to get the chance again. Listen, it sounds too good, man. It sounds too good to really say no. So I think that there's probably going to be a reattack, man, on Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney is out the picture. I know who was it? Michaela Mayer said no, but I don't think she's out of the picture neither, man. I think there's really going to be a reattack on some of them. Yeah, which is exactly what I was saying. Look, I know in talking to Dean said that, and this was not a guarantee, we don't know this for sure, but Dean had basically said, look, I think what they had got was a bulk contract from the WBC, because the WBC will do that. They'll send out these bulk contracts for certain things, man, to get people involved in certain events and or projects. And he was maybe under the impression that maybe the WBC sent them a bulk standout, like, you know, here's a deal to be in something. What do you think? And maybe she felt like she got a little bit lowballed. Now, I know Todd works with a lot of these individuals individually, you know what I'm saying? And they work all that type of stuff out, man, with the managers and things like that. And I'll say, when I did the interview with Jamel Herring and Sulem Urbina, both of them basically said that the process was pretty much painless, man. Now, I know Sulem Urbina said that for hers, initially she didn't like what she saw. But in that fact that she didn't like what she saw, Steel City still came back around and said, hey, here's another, you know what I'm saying? We see what you're saying. We understand your gripes, your complaints. We got a new deal for you. And then she ended up signing anyway. So it's not like SCI is giving people like these low ball deals, you know, dude, I think they're really making it worth. I think they're really making it worth signing on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll see, man. We'll see. But I would like to get Michaela Mayer back in. I would like to get her in there. I would like to get definitely Amanda Serrano, man. Like, I would definitely like to get her in. But yeah, man, like, so according to Sonny's been around since what, 2019, yo, when they first like got in. Since way back when they had the old like video that they had released. I think y'all have seen that by now. It looked like two old bots. It was long before 1024 like actually got in the mix, right? So Sonny Edwards has been working with the team, yo, for a minute. He's been around literally since the beginning. So he's kind of seen the whole maturation process outside of being a creator like myself. I've been covering the game for a minute since that old time stuff too. But he definitely has a more intimate look at everything, far more than any other creator, man. So I think his word can be taken pretty strongly. You know what I mean? And I say that because there are a lot of people who are going to say, well, Sonny is involved with the game, so he's going to say things and he's never going to say anything bad about the game. And I understand that aspect. I understand that outlook. But I think when you've been involved that long and there's so many people who are now like attached to this game, dude, I think what he says can actually be taken not with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I think you can take that straight to the bank. So he said regarding motion capture, and again, shout outs to Jay Sober, yo, for taking all of these notes, man. So shout outs to you, dog. He said regarding motion capture, it has gone through many different stages. A lot of bad looking animations that people have been complaining about was all placeholders, but today he played with full mocap punch sets and move sets. Which means that more than likely the next time we see this game, yo, it's probably going to look like night and day, right? That happens every time, just about. Every time we get a new clip of the game, we see how much the game has like advanced, right? So in that, I'm not surprised. And that partially could explain why the team has been so quiet. And it's because they've been working so diligently on really kind of like ironing everything out, which goes back to what I've been saying before, yo. I really believe that they could drop this game like whenever, man. I think it's ready. I think they're just really putting that extra amount of polish on it. He also said Fight Night is worlds apart from this game in terms of simulation aspect, and they are not worried about the new Fight Night game because if it follows the arcade style that they usually go for, then it will have nothing on ESBC. So he's emphasizing the realism of the game. Now, when I talked to Eddie Chambers was like, from what he already saw like the real world technicality of the game itself. You know what I'm saying? So now you have not one, but two fighters who have looked at this game and said, this game is really catching a real world feel and a real world aspect. It is going to be the ultimate sim, yo, without a doubt. The whole stream with the Fanatico is definitely worthwhile. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Dude, I wouldn't even be doing this right now, yo, had it not been that good. Like I said, man, shout outs to Jay Sober, yo, for taking all these additional notes. So he said that he had played, this was yesterday. I know he said today, but he said yesterday. So yesterday He did a fight with Wilder and Fury, and he played against Ash Habib, who is the the owner of Steel City Interactive. He said Wilder looks almost spot on to his real life self with his movements and mannerisms. So the thing was, we already knew what he looked like. We seen that. We knew what he looked like in the game, right? Everybody so far has looked like, dude, since I saw Joe Joyce, I was like, yo, they're on another level, yo, when it comes to capturing the way that people look in the game. But his movements and mannerisms. Now, that is important that he said Deontay Wilder. And the reason that is because Deontay Wilder does not move literally like anyone else in the sport, period. He has his own movements. He has his own mannerisms, man. The way he throws his right hand, the way he steps, all of that type of stuff. So I think that was extremely important, man, that he talked about Deontay Wilder and his mannerisms. All right. What platform did they play on? My guess is that they did it on PC. That would be my guess, and I can almost take that to the bank, yo, that they played it on PC. Usually all your testing is initially done on PC, and then they'll transfer to the consoles. I don't think the consoles are necessarily ready yet. And I don't think we'll actually see console, like, real good finished products. Now that I don't think we'll see till sometime later next year. I wouldn't even push it past second quarter next year for the console stuff. And that's really determined on what release date we get for PC. Hopefully we can get the Wilder's just shook stare from the Fury fights. I wonder if they're gonna put the little dent in his head too. I wonder if that's there. He also said that when Ash was using Fury against him, just like in the real fight, Sonny was trying to load up on overhand rights, but Ash was just battering him in the corner, and he wasn't letting him use his right hand, just like the real fight. He said that 10 minutes pretty much mirrored the real fight. You get punished for throwing shots which are not there, which, as we've been saying, this game is not something that's just going to be pick up and play, man. Like, you're actually going to have to learn the game, and I think you're going to be rewarded. So all of you fighters out there, yo, all of you fighters who got actual life fight experience, coaches who got experience, who already know what punches are available, who already know what combinations help to open people up, who already have the IQ to be able to step in there. You know what I'm saying? Know how to open people up, know how to set people up for shots, know how to conserve your energy, know how to manage the space, know how to work the ring and use the real estate. You are about to be rewarded for all of your work. Trust me on that. And Sonny is basically saying the exact same thing, dude. Everything that we've been saying for 2 years now, covering this game, Sonny is basically wrapped it all in one good package and said, look, man, y'all were right. I played the game and y'all were completely right. Y'all were right. He said that fighters are scanned to the most realistic detail possible. And then they are sculpted and molded accordingly, i.e. hair, muscles, shape, etc., which means that literally they can make anyone. And we knew that. We knew that already. Do you really think we can get Chris Eubanks in ESBC Boxing Club? I think if you get his dad, you got his dad, you got him. You know what I'm saying? Unless that's who you're talking about. Well, I think you got to get them both. I think you have to get Chris Eubank and you have to get Chris Eubank Jr. I put it like that. I think if you get Eubank, I think you get the son. And then vice versa. I think if you get the son, I think you end up getting the dad. I can't wait to use the famous Larry Holmes jab. Dude, Larry Holmes was at the WBC convention, man. Super dope, man. So dope. So dope. And his jab was just, dude, it was masterful, man. Like, look, how strong is a good jab going to be? That'll also tell you, man, that with the realism that the game is actually bringing, having to get around things like height and reach are actually going to be important. So with that in mind, do you use a short character? Do you use a short fighter who ain't got much reach? Poe, what up, homie? Shannon Briggs? Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know what they're waiting on. I thought we was gonna get a Shannon announcement like a while ago, but nothing so far. How do you think EA new boxing game will affect ESBC release date? I don't think it will. I don't think it will at all, to be honest with you. I think EA's game, whatever it is, because the thing is, we keep calling it Fight Night. We actually don't know whether it's still going to be titled Fight Night or not. We have no idea. But you're talking about a game, man, that's potentially 2, 3, 4 years away, man. Like, they're still so focused on UFC right now that I don't, and they're not going to split up the team. We know that. They're not going to split up their team in order to work on both. They're not going to do that. They have a very long-standing contract with UFC right now that they just renewed. So I highly doubt that it's going to affect ESBC at all, yo, in the slightest. Do you think you can do customizations like Canelo stances and Crawford movement? Yes, I do. I do. So we know that they can switch stances. We already know that, which was great to see, because remember, I did the will there be switch hitters in ESBC video, and now we know that these guys will be able to switch stances in game. Perfect, dude. Which means that your Crawfords, your Fred, what's good, man? Yeah, I'm all good, homie. What about you? Dude, shout outs to you, man. You are out there grinding, my man. Every time, seems like every time I go to Twitter, man, you got a brand new interview that you're posting up, man. Where do you find the time? Where do you find the time for that, yo? I tell you what, though, Fred, it would have been great if you had been at the WBC convention with me, dude. It would have been, dude, a meetup like that at a convention like that, yo, would have been just, I mean, out of the world. It would have been out of this world. EA is the past, ESBC is the present, the future of boxing. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So he also emphasized on how esports is something that they are highly focused on. Y'all know I've been asking about tournaments. And they are working on so many aspects of the gameplay so that things don't get exploited like other games, and for the experience to be enjoyable for everyone pretty much. So there you go. Anybody who was worried about people coming in and just spamming, get out of here. Cause you get out of here. It ain't gonna work here, yo. Like, you will get punished for not knowing what you're doing in this game, man. You will. You'll get punished for it. We need Fred to be scanned into the game so he can be one of the interviewers for the post-fight interviews. Yeah, I went on Twitter, was like, yo, just get the man in the game. At this point, get the brother in the game. He's out here doing interviews with Eddie Hearn. Like, get the man in the game. Why not at this point? You know what I'm saying? Anybody give me a good reason why not? Probably no. The match I'm going to do on ESBC Boxing Club is Wilder Fury. Yeah, and that's what I said. Like, dude, Sonny Edwards said he just did that, and said basically he was able to mimic the match itself, yo. Like, it's crazy to hear, man. It's so crazy to hear. Do you think the PS4 version will be good enough, or do I need to make the PS5 purchase? Look, I'll tell you right now, if look, in any I'm gonna get kind of nerdy with you, okay? Depends on how serious you're trying to take the game. All right. On an esports perspective, frames are necessary, right? Frame rates are very necessary. And you want as high frames as possible. So if you can get it on PC, then get it on PC. If you can get on PS5, then you get yourself up to about 120 FPS, right? Game's gonna look real crispy. It's gonna look really crispy. But then you're gonna get those added frames. On PS4, you're gonna be deadlocked at about 30. You might be able to turn your boost mode on, and you might be able to get about 50 out of it at max. And I may even be reaching with that. So I would tell you, ultimately, if you are going to be trying to compete in this game on any level, whether it be high level online play or in the esports world, buy it on PC. You know what I'm saying? And then PS5. Get as much frames as possible. Buy a PC. Look, there you go. Will there be mini games or not? So a while back, they said that they were going to do away with the old style EA Fight Night like mini games. What that means for actually getting up off of the mat once you go down, I don't know. What that does for when you're in the corner, I don't know. Fixing cuts and swelling and all that type of stuff, I have no idea because we actually haven't seen the system yet. But they did say that they wanted to go away and get away from the old style like mini game in between rounds deal. I'm hoping to have a PC before ESBC releases. Nothing too expensive, but good enough. Yeah, all you need is enough to just and get you, like, if you don't have a good monitor, man, get you a real good monitor. 1 millisecond. I would say at least 120 hertz. If you could get something really good, like in the 240 hertz range, it's gonna run you a little bit more money. But I have a 140 hertz monitor, and then I have a 60 hertz 4K monitor. So regardless, I'm probably gonna upgrade sometime soon. I would like to at least get a 120 hertz like 4K, but that's kind of hard to find. It's extremely hard to find right about now, and it'll cost you an arm and a leg. So if there's any companies out there looking to sponsor and send me a free monitor, I'm your guy. All right. With the price range on, good enough. Because I'm a bit of a tech nerd, so I know what I want. Sonny said they are focused on realism. At 100%, man. Everything he said, yo. Everything he said, completely on. Like, Poe, man, this got to be a dream for you, dog. Like, all that pushing, and here you go. Like, dude, according to Sonny, we're getting the epitome of sim. The epitome of sim. Now, I want everybody to understand, too, that the virtual space does have its limitations. All right, so we do got to see how well this operates within those limitations, man. We'll see what we get, though. Gervonta Davis will most likely be introduced into the game in his fight week this December against Isaac Cruz. Okay, is that fresh off the press news from Fred Talks Fighting on the Coach's Corner live stream? Hey, look, man, you can't come in here saying stuff like that, Fred. We hold you to that, dog. We hold you to that type of stuff. That would be dope, though. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope. I tell you what, because of you, Fred, we're going to be on the lookout, baby. Who's winning the fight tonight? Crawford is the truth, but Porter is a mad dog. Oh, my God. Dude, let me tell you. Conventional wisdom would tell you that Terrence Crawford, number one, number two, arguably, pound for pound, would win this fight, right? But I'll tell you, there's no pick for this fight that's a surefire pick, man. It's not. Terrence Crawford has technically never fought anybody like Sean Porter. Period. He's never done it. Sean Porter is in a league of his own when it comes to who he is and what he brings into a fight. I've called for this fight for a long time. I wanted this fight more than Errol Spence because we will really get to see who Terrence Crawford is tonight. Now, if he knocks Sean Porter out in the first round, yo, then we know what we're dealing with when it comes to TC. His power is not in question at all, and he is going to be hell, yo, for Errol Spence. He would be hell for Errol Spence. So to answer your question, dog, I don't know who's going to win tonight. I don't. But nobody looks good against Sean Porter. I'll tell you that. Who do you think there would be for post-fight talks? I mean, Lydia is definitely going to be on there for post-fight talking. Yeah, man, dude, he can't come in here saying that type of stuff. So you know, we gonna be on the lookout. Keep the hope alive, dog. You know, I'm gonna be looking for some type of promo, some type of video, something come fight week for Gervonta Davis, dog. How much would I spend on a PC? Dude, let me tell you, I got an RTX 3080 under the desk right here. So my level of spending, man, will be different. I would say that you probably, if you go for a tower PC, I think you could get away with something around $1,200 to $1,500 that'll suit you pretty good, but it'll be good enough to where you can upgrade it later on, because that's what you really want. You want something that you can kind of like grow with future wise. I'll put you like that. I can't neither. Oh my God, dude. I cannot wait to play with Shakur Stevens and Jamel Herring. I really can't wait to play with Shakur. Jamel is my dude though, man. Jamel is my dude. Concept Reese was telling me the other day, every time he hear Jamel's name, he think of me now because of the interview that we did. He's my dude though. He's my dude. Real good, man. Like, we do share that military aspect with each other, man. Real good dude. I need to move my what's name up. Get it. So I say for a good PC with good processor and graphics card, not only for ESBC, but for any game in terms of good FPS, 1 to 4. I would say that's probably right around the same that we were saying. I think Porter has a shot. I think Porter has a shot literally against anyone. Porter is a mad dog, dude. Like my man said, yo, Porter is a pit bull. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Very interesting to see what this fight will look like. I actually can't wait. I can't wait for this fight tonight. I hope that the injuries are realistic too. Most of us are adults. We can handle seeing the reality of brutal sports. So if you saw the one clip that they had of Josh Taylor, he had a nice, nasty little like split over top of the eye. Dude, I think we're gonna get some really. I know this sounds kind of like morbid, but I think we're gonna get some really nice, grotesque injuries. It's a hard fight, but I think once Crawford finds out his distance, it'll be easy for him to land counter punches unless Sean changes up. See, that's the thing, man, is that, and I've said it before, I've actually used Sean Porter in some of my videos, but Sean Porter has probably the best pendulum step that I've seen. The way that he covers, it's the amount of distance that he covers, man. He makes it very difficult for you to maintain any type of specific range, man. But I'll also tell you that on the flip side of that, Terrence Crawford is probably one of the best back foot fighters that you're going to find, especially back foot and counter punching, which is what may end up being the real difference in the fight as a whole. What? Porter KO's Crawford in round 5? Ugh, I don't know, dude. Like Porter's never been looked at as a power puncher like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's a bold statement, eh? What's good, homie? Do you think ESBC would drop a poster for this fight like they did with Wilder versus Fury 3? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little let down over the last two. I'll say this though, I won't get my hopes up. If they didn't drop one for Canelo Plant, I don't know if we're necessarily going to see one for Crawford, Porter, neither, man. That's really my best. That's my best guess, yo. I won't get my hopes up. Canelo Plant was a much bigger fight on a much grander scale, and it probably had the cover to your game in it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm not personally, I'm not on the lookout for it tonight. I'm really not. I want Gervonta Davis and ESBC. Look, man, Fred Talks Fighting. You heard it here first, live, right here on the Coach's Corner. Fred Talks Fighting said that Gervonta Davis is going to be announced in December prior to his big fight. We all gonna be looking out for it. I have Crawford TKO KO in round 10. That's big. That's kind of bold too, to be honest, because Sean Porter's never been knocked out, dude. Never. And he's got one of the most solid chins that you could find. He's been knocked down. Most of the time, that's been balance issues, though. He's been buzzed. The only solid knockdown that he really got was really against Errol Spence recently. He got dropped against Adrian Broner, but it was more just kind of right time, right punch. Footing was a little off, and he got dropped. Could you give a dream fight breakdown between Caleb Plant versus Jamal Charlo? Okay, so you're talking Philly shell with Caleb Plant. If we see what Caleb Plant did coming in against Canelo, right? I think that he would have somewhat of a similar game plan against Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo applies a lot of like front foot pressure, kind of like Canelo, but not in the same way, right? What Caleb Plant did against Canelo was he hit him as he stepped with his front foot, which was great because by the time Canelo got the opportunity to actually counter, Plant would have already doubled up on punches and kind of moved. The only time Plant really took any type of damage against Canelo was when he was up against the ropes. Now, if you look at Charlo's fights, he don't pin people up against the ropes that often, which means that Caleb Plant is going to have a lot of ability to utilize the ring and utilize the space. If I had to choose a winner out of that though, I want to say Charlo. I want to say Charlo because Charlo comes in, he's tall, he's long, he's got a lot of good pop, man, behind his punches. He's got a lot of technicality too, dude. Oh man, he's got a lot of technicality, man, that he employs. He does not have a whole lot of issues, man, when it comes to fighters that move around. And if I had to bet my house on it, I'd put my money on Charlo over Caleb Plant. I don't know if he would stop Plant though. I don't know if he would stop him. The thing for Caleb is he's gonna have to find out, he's got to get around Charlo's range. He's got to get around Charlo's speed because Charlo is fast. He's got some pretty quick hands. And he's gonna have to be very careful of Charlo's right hand. Charlo has a devilish right hand, but he has a really good jab too, and he does really good work off of the jab. Caleb Plant needs to double up his punches, which he does very well. Work off of your jab. But you are going to have to, you can't walk into Charlo's space, man, because he's going to punish you. When it comes to Caleb, I think he's got to work that outside. He's got to force Charlo to come in. He's got to force Charlo to overcommit, and then he's got to counter punch very well, which we just saw that Caleb Plant can do off of the Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll, man. So, but again, it's a harder job for Plant than it would be for Charlo that night. My wife, kids. Do you think Benavidez should move up to 175? Because it's really obvious that he's too big for 168. Just look at him. He do look kind of drained, man. I think he was having troubles making 168 before when he lost his belt. I think 175, he's a stronger individual at 175. I think he's more dangerous at 175. And I think that is where he should try to catch Canelo. Canelo's going to move up and fight Makabu, which was, dude, it was dope being able to see them two like together, right? So he's going to move up to challenge Makabu. If he wins, he's going to drop back down probably to 175. And I think the intent is for him to go after, I know this sounds crazy, but Arthur Beterbiev. If not Beterbiev, I think he's going to fight Dimitri Bivol. Both of those are very, very dangerous. Both of them are very dangerous. And oddly enough, I think the Bivol fight is more dangerous than the Beterbiev fight. I think Bivol is, dude, I think he is just a nightmare fight for Canelo. I think he has everything required to beat Canelo. So, but if I'm Benavidez, I think you try to catch him slipping at 175, because I think Benavidez is going to be very strong, very, very strong at 175. He's going to be healthier. He's going to have more energy. He's going to have more pop. He's already still young. His hands are fast. What will be your first match in ESBC when it drops? Who will be your favorite character to use? Oh, man. Dude, I have Shakur Stevens for one. I love Shakur, man. I love the way he fights. I'm definitely going to test out Canelo. Definitely going to test out Terrence Crawford, man, because the switch hitting is just, it adds a completely different wrinkle, man. And I would almost advise anybody to utilize, just being around fighters who switch hit in the gym on a regular basis, training fighters to switch hit. It's very, very unique, man. And it's the problems that they create for people in the ring. It's insane, dude. It's insane. So I probably will master like a Terrence Crawford. But I'm a huge fan of Erislandy Lara too. I think I'm probably going to have about 5. I'm probably going to have a solid 5. Like when I played Street Fighter, man, I had 1 main and then about 4 like sub mains that I just, you know what I'm saying, for matchup purposes. So I'll probably do the same thing with this. Probably right. He probably, I mean, he would be smart to do so. I mean, the guy's knocked out everybody. I've got Plant versus Canelo. It's the first one. You trying to put Plant on the winning end? Hey, so check this out. Something that Sonny said that I thought that was also important yesterday, right? He said, also, it seems that the devs take every feedback possible. And I think that they implement a lot of ideas and features from us, which is, we already know that. We know that the devs have said that we take all the feedback. There have been things that have been implemented into the game. So keep tossing that stuff out there because, and look, dude, I said a long time ago, man, that we as content creators are just the people who push the message. But you all as the community are the ones who are actually building and helping to design this game, man. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, if you got ideas, man, and you ain't saying stuff, get in the Discord, start pitching your ideas, because you never know something that you put out there that you might actually end up seeing in the game, man. Like, every community don't get this opportunity to have an impact, especially on a brand new game that's coming out, man. It's one that ain't, and a sport that ain't been represented in 10 years, dude. It's been, man, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So throw your ideas out there. But think about some of the, I would imagine they've seen the interviews I did with Coach and Eddie Chambers also. They both had really good ideas. Especially Coach Anthony. Coach Anthony has some good ones for some coaches in the game, man, and I hope we get some of that stuff implemented. Who's your Street Fighter main? M. Bison. I was immediately an M. Bison main, right off of the bat. And then he was strong, and then he got nerfed, and then he got buffed like crazy, and then he's still pretty strong now, man. He's still pretty strong now. You know what? Yeah, I mean, I figured. I'm going to make Plant fight how he should have against Canelo. I'll probably be kidding. Do you think Canelo fighting Makabu is a duck? Depends on how you're looking at it. Me personally, it's not, because if it was that easy, all the other super middleweights would do the same thing. So I would say this. I think him, man, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to say, because I think if you look at it at him trying to make history, right, then he's making the right move. Is he cherry picking in Makabu? For sure. But you're moving up to 175. You're moving up 2 weight classes again. You don't do that and then pick the top person out of the division, moving 2 weight classes. Look at what happened to Mikey Garcia. Like, you don't do that. So I think him choosing Makabu is actually the right thing to do. Could he snag a belt at the same time? I personally think he's going to beat Makabu. But do I think he's ducking? I'll tell you this. I'll use exactly what he said, all right? I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it. I'm listening right to Canelo as he's on stage talking, okay? Somebody who was there, media, asked him, said, you know what I'm saying, why move up? Why not give Benavidez a shot? Canelo Alvarez said himself, because I'm at the top of the sport and I do what I want to do. The man said he do whatever the hell he want. All right. So I don't know. You put money on Makabu? We'll see, man. I think I'll put it to you like this. Canelo is in the business of not picking a fight that he's going to lose. And he learned that. He had a very good teacher in Floyd Money Mayweather. Oh, for anybody asking, so switching back to Sonny again, he said from his current knowledge, there is no plans of having open weight fights. So I know some people was asking, I know if you go on to Facebook, like Facebook's kind of weird when it comes to talking about this game. But if you go into any one of the Facebook groups, I know that open weight fights was kind of like a conversation that was going on. Some people want you to be able to pit like a flyweight against a heavyweight, man. And but as of right now, looks as though there's no talks about an open weight like category, which I don't think is necessary. No ways, I don't think you need that. He also mentioned that they have really improved the arenas, the lighting, the crowd looks, everyone has come in, and he says what we saw before is nothing compared to how it is now. So they work on this every day. So working on the way the crowd looks, working on the way. I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all saw the video, there was a one where I did the full breakdown on the previous video that we had gotten from SCI. And there was one guy, I think he was a ring judge, I think he was a judge, dude. He was the only black ring judge that was sitting there. He had the bottle of juice that was in front of him. I don't know what type of juice it was. Cranberry, grape, something. But the man was sitting there and he was absolutely lifeless, yo. And he looked upset. He looked like he didn't even want to be at the fight, dude. He just seemed like emotionally he needed some life, man. So I'm really hoping that they have like put more life into that man. All right. So the next video they put out, I'm gonna be looking for that dude to at least have a smile on his face this next time around, because he looked completely lifeless. But that's great to know that they're still working on the crowd, because the crowd we saw was actually pretty decent. How much of that crowd is going to be individual, or how much of that is going to be just, Y'all know how they do in games, man, where they copy one person multiple times over and over and over again. So I think that'd be nice to see what that kind of like input is going to be. He talks about realistic physics and the possibility to still be knocked out or hurt even while you are blocking or in your regular stance. So if a shot lands on a certain exposed part of the body, then you can still get hurt or knocked out just like in real life. So I wonder if there's going to be rabbit punches. That's the next thing. I want a 2K crowd. 2K has always been good with their crowds, yo. 2K has always been pretty good. Going all the way back to ESPN 2K5, the NFL joint. They've always been pretty good. So I wonder if there's going to be rabbit punches in this game. I mean, it's a part of the sport. So if you're going to follow the rule book at all, I think there's probably going to be rabbit punches. How do you end up throwing a rabbit punch though? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? So Sonny Edwards says, so for anyone thinking that the new fight night comes out before ESBC, he said no chance. I mean, that's a given. That's a gimme. There's no way that that's happening. I really want to see a career mode video. You and me both. Did Marquez get scanned? The one that knocked out Manny Pacquiao? We don't know, man. Like I haven't seen anything about him being scanned, but we also know that SCI has phantom scanned people, and we have no idea. So there are probably numerous amounts of people who have been scanned in the game, and we had no idea that they've actually been scanned in. So I would hope so. I would hope so. So yeah, I would definitely hope so. Let's see, what else he got here? So many notes, man. He said, Soba said it took him probably about an hour to put all these notes together. He also said, even though the game is so deep in simulation, is still so satisfying compared to play a 30-minute FIFA or Fight Night match. Oh, in comparison to a FIFA or Fight Night match. He said that if the game came out in the state it is now, then it will be the best fighting game that we have ever played, even with minor bugs, which means that there probably are still some bugs that are in the game that they have to work out. Which I would hope that they work out before they show us another clip of the actual game itself. But again, that goes back to the game is probably ready right now. You know, like they probably could release it now, but it would come with some, maybe a little bit rough around the edges with a few things. But it wouldn't be a cyberpunk release. You know what I'm saying? Which is great to hear yet again. And also Steel City isn't trying to milk ESBC. They want to be a big company recognized for the talents. Yeah, man, like they're not an indie company anymore. You know what I'm saying? They have too much funding. They have too many people that are involved with the game to call them an indie company. And they're putting out a AAA product. They're a AAA company, man. I don't want to hear anybody else call them an indie company, man. They're not an indie company anymore. They are a AAA company, and they deserve the right to be looked at, talked about, and referenced like a AAA company, man. That's just my take. That's my take. I can't wait to play Tyson Fury. Dude, I think he's going to be hell for anybody in the heavyweight division in the game. I'm eager to see more on the clinch system. You and me both. Because I really want to see how well you're going to be able to guard manipulate in the game. Because if you look at somebody like Shakur Stevenson, he's a master at guard manipulation. All right, a master at guard manipulation. So I want to see how well that's actually going to play into the game. Am I going to be able to paw your guard down while not clinched? You know what I'm saying? I.e. Lomachenko. Am I going to be able to hit your hand down, catch you running around the side? We'll see. We will see. But the more we talk about it, man, the more the team listens, man, the more we probably get this type of stuff in the game. Punches can be thrown while clinching. They need to make clinching more realistic compared to fight night. It's a big part of the boxing. Yeah, man, we need to see. I think seeing that is important. I think seeing that clinch system is important. Also, are there going to be like primary like weak spots? Like, can you get hit behind the ear, you know, and get dazed? Can you get hit in the liver and be hurt, you know? Would ESB sign amateur boxers like Andy Cruz? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so for now. Jay, what's up, good? What's up, man? And I can't wait to knock out people with the Bronze Bomber, dude. Look, I seen people put out these, like, what are the ratings going to be for fighters? He's got to have maxed out power, yo. Anything else would just be unacceptable for Deontay Wilder, yo. Just to didn't know. I came from Pole Post. Oh, bet. Yeah. I just be doing it sometimes, man. I don't really come out there and just post like I probably should. I probably should just take it and put it on Twitter, man. But I really don't, man. If I feel like I want to get on and just holler at y'all, man, I will, man. I'll just jump on. Just put out new videos. I'm gonna check it out, man. Maxed out power, super low stamina. I think it depends on how much you throw that right hand. We've seen Wilder go 12 rounds, 12 solid rounds, especially when he fought Arthur Spilka. He still had a lot of energy at the end of that fight. Facts. Sometimes they need to say something about this game. I mean, they are, man. They're saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot that's going on. I think there's specifics though that people want, like the release date. I think the clinch system. I think still trying to see what the referees look like, what women look like in the game, what tournaments are going to look like, what arenas we're going to be on. I could almost go forever, and that'll kind of tell you like the list of things that the specifics that we're waiting on. But I think the news is there, and the stuff that I'm going through, man, from Sonny it's a good promotion right now. The thing is, I think it's twofold. I think it's good, and I think it's also bad because everything that Sonny said is going to hype everybody up even more, and it's going to make that anticipation for the game to come out that much harder. So in that, Sonny said about the release date, it seems that they do not have a date yet, and once they do, they will tell us as soon as possible. So again, everybody's kind of just got to, like, we all got to wait. He kept saying though that everything that we are worried about or have concerns for, we shouldn't be worried about because the team has either polished it out already or they are looking to implement it still. He said, like the clinch system, for example, he looked blown away about what he saw. That says a lot, dude. A lot to be said right there. Oh, dog, you ain't got to thank me, man. You ain't got to thank me. You already know I'm coming to check it out. You already know that. Talking about ratings, I made another card design, this time for fighters in their prime. I have star categories based on ratings. Yo, Kurt, man, when did you find the time? Yo, when did you find the time to do this, man? Because them cards be dope, son. Cards be dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. The release date. Do you think they can sign Ryan Garcia and Danny Swift? Yes. I think they could. I believe the conversation with Ryan Garcia has probably already been had. And there's probably a good chance that the conversation with Danny has already been had. I think it's more of just getting the right numbers together before there's a sign on the dotted line. Look, if I can get in touch with Ryan Garcia's manager, Ty can get in touch with him. I'm still waiting to see Steve Willis. Yeah, dog. Like I think he's probably the most asked for referee, man, out of everybody. And it's the eyeballs, dog. Like you can't get him in without gotta have him popping, yo. You gotta have him popping for sure. I like hearing a boxer say that the game feels like it's geared towards people who know boxing techniques. Yes, and like I said, man, people who have previous experience in the sport for real are going to have they're going to be so far beyond the curve when it comes to everybody else. It's just because you're going to understand certain aspects, man. And the thing is, dude, I've already got ideas for guides for when the game drop because of all the knowledge that I have in the sport, dude. Like over 20 years, dude, of knowledge in the sport is finally it's going to get put to use in the virtual space. You know what I'm saying? I use it every single day. You know what I mean? I use it every single day. But to use it in the virtual space like that, man, it's just, dude, it's like a gift. It's like a gift to me, yo. When I'm hoping December, man. I really hope that we get a chance to play in December. He said all this stuff, man, yesterday. So Sonny had a stream with Fanatico yesterday, and it was real pop-up. So it wasn't even like Fanatico asked for it. He had been playing the game. Sonny had been playing the game, and then was like, yo, let's just hop on stream. Psst. Hopped on, and he just consistently tossed out hype without breaching NDA, which is actually kind of hard to do. So I just rewatched the ESBC 11-minute gameplay video. It looked really good, but the punch animations looked off and robotic. A little, and people have said that, you know. But I will counter you with the fact that in talking to Coach Anthony and talking to Eddie Chambers more than anybody, because he was on 2 separate fight night projects, man. Eddie Chambers was like, he liked everything that he saw, yo. And he spoke to how technical the game looks. And then Suddy Edwards yesterday is reiterating the exact same thing, man. That is 2 fighters, dude. 2 fighters who both said this game looks phenomenal, man. Like, dude, man, it's crazy, dude. I have plenty of time. When an idea pops in my head, I design the best I can on my phone. Dude, you just do them on your phone? I thought you had some like big time editing software that you was using. What's good, Cody? You said Ryan or Inoue is the missing 4th fighter. Ooh, Juice, what's good? First off, look, if y'all ain't following either Jay or King Juice, y'all need to go ahead, hit up their streams, go ahead and give them a sub. All right. I think I'll put it to you like this, Juice. I think Ryan is great for promotional purposes, right? I think he's amazing for promotional purposes. So the video I did for him a while back was proof of that, because he is easily the most marketable person in the sport right now, period. He's more marketable literally than anyone. And it's because how big his social media following is, man. And the thing is that he appeals to a specific age range, and it's really right in the same age range, which is going to be your target audience primarily for ESBC. You know what I'm saying? Outside of your old heads, the cats has been around for a while. So I think on a marketing aspect, you can't do any better than Ryan. Inoue is a must grab because of who he is, yo. Inoue delivers everything that you want in the sport of boxing, dude. Therefore, you have to have a representative like him in the game, yo. Yeah, he is, man. He is the eyeballs, dog. The eyeballs. Jake Paul or Tommy Fury. I think for sure they can sign him. Do I think they're after them? Probably. Probably not. I'm gonna just say no. I'm gonna just say no. Tommy maybe. Jake, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel necessarily about the YouTubers, man, being in the game. Now, if they turn around and they put me into the game, not to be a hypocrite, I'd be okay with Jake Paul being in. Just me being real. So. They said there's a lot of placeholder animations, so it's going to go there. Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah, like you said, you know what I'm saying, the placeholders. And remember, I think the last one we saw, they may have been. I think it was on version 2 or version 3. There's no telling what they are right now as far as the punch animations and stuff go. Doing well, good. No, I don't have a PC and Photoshop yet, so all my designs have been on my phone. That's crazy, dude. You got mad talent. You got mad talent to be doing that on your phone. It's nuts. 2K is interesting for ESBC. I don't know what you mean. Are they interested in ESBC? Are you saying? Nah, leave the YouTube. Let them go to fight. Look, you asked Poe. Look, Poe done made pictures and everything, dog. Like, you ask him, YouTubers would be over there. But again, being that I do YouTube videos, I can't be a hypocrite if for some reason they came to me and said, Coach, we would like to get you in. Oh, yeah. For developed experience and base, yeah, I mean, yeah. But at the same time, you got to look at who Steel City has already hired onto the team. They already have AAA experience and AAA talent. That's a part of the team right now, man. And they're continuously hiring even more, man. So do they really need somebody like 2K? I would honestly say no, man. Excited for tonight. I want to lean Crawford, but it's Sean Porter. So are you picking Sean Porter to win tonight? Is that what I'm hearing? That you're picking Sean Porter over possibly number 2 pound for pound in the world? Well, I want Adrian Broner. Dude, I don't know. As a matter of fact, what type of contract would Adrian Broner what type of contract would Steel City offer Adrian Broner? Not only that, but as a somewhat of a representative of the game itself. Man's got a lot of outside troubles going on, man. Yeah, a lot of outside trouble. Crawford versus Porter about to be an amazing. Yeah, dude, it is. It is going to be, because Sean Porter is he's never in a bad fight, and you can almost, dude, man, like he's always a top fighter of the year candidate, man, always, just because of what he brings. I want to try and make Broner what he probably could have been. I see what you doing. All right, you trying to take these guys, reinvent them in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I want Pernell Whitaker also. I want him also. They give him a stay out of jail contract. No doubt. It's exactly what he would need, man. That brother's got some troubles, man. Like, I think there's going to be a documentary one day. All right, it's going to be titled Adrian Broner, What Could Have Been. It was a 30 for 30 something. But so much talent, man. So much talent that we're never really going to see just how far, that man could have went. Because y'all know, man, he's looked at as the heir apparent there for a while. I feel like Crawford will get 2 knockdowns and edge it out. 2 knockdowns? You think, so let me ask you, Juice, do you think Crawford has more pop than Errol Spence? Purnell's my favorite boxer, dude. I think he deserves to be, from what Sonny is saying, right? From what Sonny is saying yesterday, I think with all of that, and you have to look at it like, who can really represent this game? Who can really usher this game in, man, and make people say, dude, the way he fights, the way he is, his presence in the real world ring would be amazing, in ESBC. I think Purnell 100% fits that, without a doubt, he fits that. (2023, 2024) in your vision. Yeah. I think it'd be a while. I think roughly around that time, it's probably when we'll see something. I think that's when we'll see maybe a finished product for it. Ali was guaranteed to get into this game, It would have been a real tragedy if Ali hadn't been in. A real tragedy, So in my opinion, Errol's power is overrated. Did you see Danny Garcia's face? Did you see how at times Danny was a little gun shy? Dude, nobody's ever done that. Danny's a counterpuncher, and Danny almost seemed afraid to counter. Nobody's ever done that to Danny Garcia. And mind you, all right, Danny's got one of the best beards in the sport, dude. In the sport. I won't say you're wrong. I'll just say think about that. You and me both, brother. I do. If I could have got a magical fight in a magical weight class, it would have been Andre Ward versus Floyd Mayweather. I would have loved to see what them two look like fighting each other, Told you, look, man, I'm a nerd, dude. I'm a nerd, man. And honestly, y'all can't see it, but on the other side of my room, it's full of posters. Now I got my, I got my Muhammad Ali up here. I got some Bruce Lee up here. Big fans of both, of course, affirmations for me when I'm doing like content, that type of stuff. But, my whole room is full of anime stuff, man. I'm a nerd, dog. I'm a nerd and a big time boxing fan, It's my life. I can't wait to touch Amir Khan on the chin, and he'll probably go flying right out of the arena. Imagine if you move your head while squatting. Yeah, he would almost touch the floor, dude. Like, he'd almost touch the floor moving around. Jay, we got another representative of the ESBC community up in here. If y'all are not following Mr. J MMA, please go by my man's channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell icon. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Jay, what's good, homie? How was the ESBC convention, bro? It was dope, man. It was dope just being in the presence of some of those people. I know that puts them on like a godly level, dog, but it was like, I really enjoyed it, man. And like I said, I was able to walk away with a little mini diploma from the WBC for completing ring officials workshop and all that, man. It was really nice. Like I said, man, y'all catch me. Look, man, in my little green shirt with my bow tie. You know what I'm saying? Giving people hard warnings. Broner got one on Porter. He does. He does. I think it was what? 11, 12. I think it was 12th round. 12th round left hook right to the mouth. Nobody fights so good. Going back, I think he can hit Sean with some stuff when Porter comes in. Like, it will take a few rounds, though. I agree with you. I agree with you, because I do believe that Terrence Crawford, again, is one of the best back foot fighters that you're going to find. But counterpunching on the back foot also. He also brings that wrinkle in of being a switch hitter. And to my knowledge, Sean Porter has never faced one of those. He definitely hasn't faced one as good as Terrence Crawford. That's 100%. Usyk versus Fury. Who wins? Damn it. That hate when y'all ask me tough questions. Listen. Usyk. I'm not going to explain why. I'll do that on a later date. But for right now, I am going to take Usyk over Tyson Fury. Chill out, watch film. All right, man. Hey, take it easy, man. Appreciate you coming through. As always, my man. As always, yo. Appreciate you coming through, man. Yes, punching in between Sean's combos, yes. And you also got to work like which Sean is going to show up. Sean has some boxing skill, man. The way he turns people, though, his footwork, his lateral movement, his horizontal movement, I think, is the best technically in 147-pound division. Nobody moves like Sean Porter. He covers more ground than anybody, though. Yes, still one of the best anime out there, dude. It's still one of the best ones. The only thing I ain't got up back here right now is Bleach. I was a huge fan of Bleach. The one with all the women on it, that one actually belongs to my wife. We went to the Comic-Con in Baltimore and got that one. So that one actually has a signature in the bottom right corner of it. You think Spence hits harder than Crawford? But people will argue the fact that he didn't get rid of Mikey Garcia. I got Bud. I feel like people sleep on his power. We all know he has the speed advantage. Does he? Does he have a speed advantage? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Bud does hit harder than he's getting credit for. I will say that. Or Sean wasn't so pillow-fisted. Some of these close fights could have gone his way. You are absolutely right again. And dude, it sucks that he didn't have more pop. Imagine the way that he gets on top of you, the way that he brawls out on you like that, man. Imagine him and Keith Thurman. Dude, that fight would have went completely different if he had more pop, yo. So yes, you are 100% right. And it sucks, man. Some people are just blessed with having a little bit more stick. He's got energy for days, man. He does. That's his superpower. ESB needs Mike Tyson or Evander. I won't say need. But I do think they both should be added. 100%. But if you add in Mike Tyson, can I bite you on the damn ear? All right. We talking about sim realism here. Can I bite your ass on the ear? Fantasy mashup on Esports Box Club. Looking at who's in there right now. Canelo and Terrence Crawford. Or Canelo and Shakur Stevens. That would be the fantasy matchup. If we was able to do cross like weight classes. If we had like if we did have like an open weight. Now granted, Sonny just said it probably wasn't gonna be no open weight, but if there was one, that would be a fantasy matchup. Yeah, man. All day. Hey, look, they would have to allow me to come in with the do-rag the hat. You know what I mean? Like WBC, y'all gonna have to flex a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta bring the true me in the ring. All right, like, look, don't put me in the green and the bow tie. Don't let me bring a little bit of me up in there too. Yeah, so like, I don't think I'm crazy in saying that Usyk could have pulled that off, yo. I hope Usyk never gets disrespected how he was, again, like he was going into that AJ fight. Man got a gold medal and was undisputed. Yes, and the thing, you remember, Juice, you remember the conversation prior to the Twitter exchanges prior to the actual fight. People were so sold on the fact that AJ was so big. You know what I'm saying? But this man practically cleaned out cruiserweight division. He was an Ali Trophy winner. He was undisputed there. Again, Olympic medalist. He literally comes in with everything. There was no way that AJ was going to be in there and outbox this man. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to pull it off the second time around, neither. He's got to throw caution to the wind to fight Usyk. Usyk does so much, man, without even actually throwing a punch that literally drains you of energy, man. Like, his constant feigning is rough. If you can't win the front foot battle against Alexander Usyk, you're probably going to lose the fight any damn way. His straight left, he knows exactly when to throw it. He knows exactly what looks to give you prior to actually throwing a punch, man, to make sure that that left hand lands. Not only that, but he puts that right hand, that lead jab hand out there. And it's like, dude, a lot of the people who are in the ring with him look like they're trying to chase butterflies because that right hand caused so much trouble and so many problems, dude. They just can't get around it. They don't understand it, man. His ability to manage and control space, not distance, but the space, is phenomenal, yo. It's phenomenal. Yes, I do think Lennox Lewis should be an ESBC, and we know from Twitter that he has said himself that he's close to getting there. All right, so I think for Lennox, I think it's just a matter of time at this point. Oh, no doubt, man, no doubt. I'm actually probably going to join you here soon, man. I'm starting to get a little hungry myself. Tyson Fury versus Larry Holmes. Oh. Ah, God damn it, man. I'm gonna say Tyson Fury. And I say that because Tyson Fury is quite the enigma in the heavyweight division, man. He's so big, but he moves like a damn lightweight. and back in Larry Holmes' day, they didn't have guys like that in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? Like, them guys it wasn't people like that was around. So I don't think Larry Holmes could have dealt with something like that. You know what I'm saying? The only person you had back in the day that was moving like that was my man, of course, Muhammad Ali, you know? Feel like benefits more from another camp. I've been saying it since Ruiz too. Mans was sitting back trying to box, and his corner is saying he's doing a good job. Like, no, he's losing. I told after he lost, I told Concept Reese, dude. I said, AJ needs to come to the States. He needs to come to the States. He needs to spend time, man, in one of these camps over here, because there's stuff over here on this. Look, this is something that I've been lucky enough to get, being that I'm in the military and have traveled. I've been able to see some of these other gyms. I've been able to see the way some of these other people train. I've been able to see throughout all the other states, man, how different everybody is. There's a reason, okay? And this is no, I'm not poking at anybody over in the UK, but there is a reason that there are a lot of fighters over in the UK who struggle when they come over to the States. Now, I think they are starting to bridge that gap. I think that gap is starting to be bridged, and because I think there's a shift in the coaching over in the UK across the pond, but they struggle when they come over here. They struggle big time. I think AJ needs to get out of that. I think he needs to come over here for a little bit. And I think he needs to learn. I think AJ needs to link up with either Bo McIntyre, or I think he needs to link up with Derrick James. I think one of those two is who he needs to get in there with. And I honestly, I would say he needs to link up with Derrick James more than Bo Mac. Because I think Derrick James is going to make AJ into what he needs to be. That's my take. He should have KO'd Ruiz twice. No way Ruiz should have brought him to the cards. I feel like the UK coaching is a little too boxing heavy. It's that stick, man. Like, a lot of things revolve around that UK stick. And you'll notice, man, a lot of UK fighters hang that. They keep that arm out there in the space. AJ does it. Just about all of them. All of them do it. But then again, man, you do have your Derek Chisora who get in there, yo, and they just let their nuts out, dude. They just get in there, they just do whatever it is, man, they got to do in order to get that W. But you do, man. You got a lot of guys, man, that they fight around that stick. But yeah, dude, I think he does. I think he needs to come to the States. I don't know if he could have. Should he have knocked out Ruiz in the second fight? I knew what the plan was for the second fight. So he had intentions on moving around. He had cut all that weight. He didn't come in to knock Andy Ruiz out. He came in to not get knocked out. He didn't want to repeat. He wanted to get the belts back. You know what I'm saying? And for him, mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying? He got them belts back. Derrick James and Ronnie Shields. You know, the thing about Ronnie Shields, man, is that I don't know if his coaching style really matches, man, to be completely honest. I think the big drawback with Derrick James is that you kind of need some stamina, yo. Like you need a lot of stamina. You never see stamina issues with any one of Derrick James's fighters ever. They don't run out of stamina, man, and that's kind of where AJ's having some troubles. But he keeps talking about how he want to beat his dog, man. So one of those is if you want to beat his dog, though, you better have some energy reserves up in you. I just look at Tyson switch from Ben Davison to the Kronk. He was familiar with the Kronk, though. That was the thing. Like, he already had familiarity with the Kronk prior to, and with Emmanuel Stewart. So I don't think that switch was really too difficult for him in doing so. I think Ben Davison is a hell of a trainer, though. I do. Yeah. Yep. Stamina. Yep. Right on. Hey, look, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. My brother need to go grab something to eat, man. I think I might order some pizza and some wings for this fight that's coming up. Yo, what y'all drinking tonight, man? What are y'all drinking tonight for the fight? Or are y'all drinking at all? Let me ask that. It's a big fight tonight. I like to dabble a little bit on fight nights. If they fight again, yes. I believe Regis wins that if they fight again. Water? No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, I'm going to go ahead and make it happen, yo. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's been good, man. It's been chill talking to y'all. Glad to be back. About to go ahead and get back to doing some of these videos and stuff, man. Get my content cranking again, as usual. Y'all let me know, man. Our drinks, you already know what it is, wife. You already know what it is. So look, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all for hanging around, man. It's been another little long one. Damn near 2 hours of just straight talking. Look at what y'all be doing, dog. But all right, man, I catch y'all on the next one, man. Appreciate y'all for coming back. Look, man, any content creators, yo, that was in the chat, y'all make sure y'all go and follow them, man. All right? Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to them channels. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yo, peace out.